What kind of person thinks it's acceptable to point a gun at a mother and her baby as they hibernate in their den, or a wolf pup being nursed by his mother inside an American wildlife refuge, and to pull the trigger?
Your incredible Senator, Dean Heller.
Your incredible Senator, Ted Cruz.
Along with every single Republican member of the U.S. Senate, voted yes on a bill signed into law by President Donald Trump that authorized the shooting, gassing, and barbaric torture and steel leg hold traps of bears, wolves, and other wild dogs inside 76 million acres of Alaska's wildlife refuges. Every single Democratic senator voted against this senseless cruelty. But this single act is not even the tip of the iceberg of the ways that Donald Trump and the Republican Party have been waging a war against American wildlife, farmed animals, and even human survival. From drilling for oil inside the so-called National Wildlife Refuge in Alaska, to increasing the allowable forms of confinement and cruelty for farmed animals, to building an enormous wall across the habitat of 111 endangered species, to the fact that Donald Trump and his Republican accomplices are poisoning bald eagles. And they're poisoning the American people while they're at it. How's that? You see, the lead bullets that hunters use to shoot wild animals, often just for sport, are frequently left behind in the bodies of their victims, where they enter into the food chain and the stomachs of eagles, who are among the 10 to 20 million animals who die a slow and painful death from lead poisoning as a result. President Obama banned lead ammunition in 150 million acres of wildlife refuges because of this. Within months of coming to power, Trump did what the NRA told him to do and effectively said, "F the bald eagles, fill them up with lead." As far as the American people, Trump's entire "let's go back in time and make coal great again" economic strategy also comes with a few nasty byproducts. You see, when you dig coal out of the ground or blow up mountaintops to get to it, you could just get electricity from the sun, right? The coal comes along with a few unsavory friends, including arsenic, mercury, lead, and other toxic waste that Trump is allowing his coal industry buddies to dump in even more massive quantities into the fresh waters that end up in the bloodstreams of both humans and animals. Trump also canceled President Obama's law designed specifically to protect us from those toxins and bring American electricity generation into the 21st century. Known as the Clean Power Plan, it would have kept 870 megatons, that's 870 million tons, of toxic and planet-frying gases out of the atmosphere each year, equivalent to taking about 166 million cars off the road, enough to prevent the deaths of about 2,500 Americans each year from air pollution, 90,000 asthma attacks, and 1,700 heart attacks, and would have saved us billions of dollars in healthcare expenses. But just like he said, "F the bald eagles," Trump said, "F the American people. Fill them up with arsenic," which is just one of many toxins being pumped out of coal smokestacks and into lungs across America that have been proven to cause not only birth defects and brain damage, but also infertility, impotence, depression, asthma, heart attacks, and cancer. I know almost nobody has been paying attention to this, what with his super colorful Twitter feed and all, but since 2016 it really seems like Trump and his Republican accomplices have been working overtime to poison the American people and America's animals, all to enrich the fossil fuel and chemical industry executives who helped put them into power in the first place. But even those actions are still not the worst of what Trump and the Republican Party have in store for this country and this planet. And one very iconic animal can help me illustrate how. You might think that, having elephants as their symbol and all, Republicans would be against shooting elephants, right? Well, you'd be wrong. But even if we could somehow stop all of the legal and illegal killings of elephants tomorrow, elephants are just one of numerous iconic species that are facing an even greater danger on the horizon, one that threatens to engulf them in a worldwide mass extinction event. You see, simply put, elephants' habitat, along with the rest of our planet, is getting too f***ing hot. And those same rising temperatures that are causing wild animals to die from thirst, starvation, and heat stroke as we speak also pose what US military officials are calling an immediate threat to American national security. But instead of listening to warnings from NASA, the US military, and the global scientific community, Republicans have set out to reverse all of the monumental progress that was made under President Obama. Actions like protecting 553 million acres of earth and ocean and all of the billions of wild animals who live within them. But it's not just polar bears, lions, and elephants whose lives are at risk in a melting world. As rising temperatures cause wildfires to burn with increasingly deadly ferocity, more powerful hurricanes, fed by warmer waters, are striking American cities and causing unprecedented levels of destruction. Meanwhile, extreme droughts mean our water supplies are vanishing, causing states of emergency to be declared across food-growing regions from California all the way to the American heartland, where increasing crop failures threaten to cause global food shortages that have historically led to increased warfare and refugee crises. All while rising seas, unless we take emergency action, are on track to do what no terrorist group could do and wipe entire American cities off the map. Take a stand for your own life. Take a stand for the innocent, for the abused, and for the voices whose screams are not being heard. Join Animal Defenders of America. And remember that what you saw here was still only a fraction of the Republican war on wildlife, and of the ways that Trump and the Republican Party are pumping toxic pollution into our air, water, and bodies as we speak. To get the complete picture, and for all of the evidence to back up the facts presented in this video, go to animaldefendersofamerica.org. Thank you.